All right, let's dive into something that it might make you squirm a little at first. But you gotta stick with me on this because it could totally change farming as we know it. We're talking about maggots. Yeah? Maggots. And their secret life as the key to a more sustainable future. Okay, just picture this for a second. Think about the one creature that really, truly gives you the creeps. For a lot of us, it's probably that humble, wriggling maggot. But what if that feeling, that yuck reaction, is actually blinding us to a massive opportunity? Because, well, that's exactly what's happening. That very same creature is turning out to be a literal gold mine for farmers. It's solving one of their biggest, most expensive problems. So the question is, how on earth does that work? To get it, first we need to understand the problem they're facing. We're going to zoom in on catfish farming, where so many people are in a really tough financial spot. And the reason they're in that pinch, it all comes down to one single, overwhelming expense. That's it. It's the feed. The number one hurdle, the biggest thing on their budget by a mile, is just the cost of feeding the fish. I mean, keeping those catfish healthy and growing takes a ton of high-protein food, and paying for it can literally make or break a farm. And this chart right here just shows you how wild it is. Look at that. The feed costs don't just edge out everything else, they absolutely dwarf all the other expenses combined. So when you've got one thing that dominates your budget like this, finding an alternative isn't just a nice to have, it's a total game changer. So if the crazy cost of feed is the villain of our story, who's the hero? Well, it is the absolute last character you would ever expect. Let's meet nature's tiny, super efficient, and unbelievably powerful little protein factory. Welcome to the wonderful world of maggot meal. Now, when we say that, we're not just talking about some random bugs. No. This is a real, processed agricultural product. We're talking about the larvae of specific flies, which are raised and then harvested to create a super safe and nutrient-packed feed. And this donut chart, this explains exactly why it's so powerful. It's all about the protein. I mean, look at that slice. We're talking 40 to 60% crude protein. That is an absolutely incredible number, which makes it pretty much the perfect substitute for traditional and very expensive fish meal. But you know what? It's not just about the protein. The benefits just keep stacking up. The catfish that are fed maggot meal, they grow faster, they have better body weight, their digestion even gets a boost, and it strengthens their immune systems. So here's the key takeaway. You're not just swapping for something cheaper. You're actually swapping for something better that gives you healthier, more active fish. Okay, so we know it's healthier for the fish. That's great. But what does this actually mean for the farmer's wallet? Right? Let's talk about the dollars and cents, the real-world impact. This quote just nails it. It's really a call to completely rewire our brains, to shift our whole perspective from, ew, gross, to, opportunity, profit. This is the number that makes every single farmer out there stop and pay attention. 40 to 60%. It's a massive figure, right? But what does it actually represent? It means a potential 40 to 60% cut in that single biggest expense, the one we saw in that crazy bar chart. Just by swapping out some of their normal commercial feed for this maggot meal, farmers can slash their number one cost. It's huge. And this is where the magic really happens. You get these massive financial savings for the farmer, and at the very same time, you're making the whole operation more sustainable and way better for the environment. I mean, that is a true win-win. Which brings us to the really big idea here. Because this isn't just about a clever new type of fish food. It's about building a genuine circular economy, a closed-loop system, right there on the farm. See, so far, we've mostly talked about their value as a product, as the feed itself. But the process of how they're made is just as valuable. These maggots are nature's ultimate recyclers. They absolutely thrive on organic waste, things like manure or leftover food scraps that would otherwise just rot. And this slide just lays out that beautiful cycle. It starts with waste, stuff that would normally just cause pollution. The maggots eat it, turning all that gunk into high-quality protein. Then you harvest that protein to feed the catfish, which gives you a healthier, cheaper product. You are literally turning waste into wealth. It's brilliant. And maybe the best part of all is how easy this is to do. This is not some complicated, high-tech process. Farmers can produce this stuff right on their own land using just simple containers. You don't need expensive tools. This empowers them to control their biggest cost while actually cleaning up local pollution at the same time. So let's be really clear about this. This whole system doesn't just cut a cost. It takes something that is considered completely worthless, actual waste, and it magically transforms it into the single most valuable resource on the farm. It is the very definition of creating value from, literally, nothing. And that kind of leaves us with one final thought, doesn't it? This whole model, this simple shift in how we see things, from disgust to opportunity, is so powerful. It really makes you wonder, what other things that we call waste in our world are actually just valuable resources hiding in plain sight? What's the next hidden gold mine we're all just walking past?